Today I'm going to be going over how to reliably and consistently make monies using the Trial of Sekhemas, more specifically by selling carry runs. And there's sort of a lot of information that goes into this, so bear with me. I'll try my best to explain, and there's definitely a lot of variables and some form of skill that goes into this along the way. But hopefully you guys are able to sort of learn something, and hopefully you enjoy the video. So yeah, without further ado, like I said, you are able to sell carries at the Trial of Sekhemas. You can sell them on TFT. You can sell through the trade chat. One little warning I have is do not try to sell carries using global chat, because you will get chat restricted in game. I've been chat restricted twice by trying to sell through global chat. So only use trade chat and only use TFT. Now, in order to sell carries, obviously you're going to need Jin Baryas, you're going to need a character that's able to reliably one-shot the boss, and I would really recommend a high evasion character as well, preferably with block chance. So I actually have two gear sets for the trials. I have one that has evasion, and I have one that has damage for killing the bosses, right? And there's a couple reasons why, and the main important reason is that the way that honor works in trials is that you can't always reliably restore your honor throughout a trial. You can only try to prevent your honor loss along the way, which can be relatively easy, because even though the layouts of each room can change, and there are a specific number of layouts for each room and predetermined layouts for each room, one thing that's important to sort of realize when it comes to the trials is that you want to prevent losing honor as opposed to trying to have enough honor to avoid dying, especially if you're selling carries. And the only way to do that is through evasion and block chance, because both of them give you a chance at avoiding damage. Whereas, let's say you had 20,000 honor, but you took 10,000 honor in damage, even though you're able to kill the boss and complete the run, you're not necessarily able to sell carries, because you can't guarantee that every person that you invite to your group has enough honor to be able to survive, which means that you essentially lose their business, because once they die, they can't claim their ascendancy points, right? Ascendancy points are really important. Everybody wants them. This is a high demand service. It's a high demand service from the start of the league all the way to the end of the league, because people are always building new characters and no one really wants to invest the time into completing or learning the trials along the way, which is why, you know, they're so profitable to begin with, right? So like I said, you need a character that's able to relatively easily one-shot the boss. Now you'll notice here I have a Blood Mage bleed build, and this is a relatively expensive build, but I built this character using the trials, right? So all these gems, everything you see that I have that might be worth a significant amount of money, all of these I bought using money from the trials. I don't actually need any of this gear. I just wanted it because I wanted to deal as much damage as possible in one hit. So even though I can deal 1 billion damage in one hit, you really only need to be able to deal a few million. So you definitely don't need a character with this much gear. You could build out a character that's able to complete the trials reliably and one-shot the bosses for relatively cheap. Now, if you're using your own relic setup, obviously, and you're trying to sell carries, I would really recommend percent movement speed, quantity of relics dropped, as well as maximum honor, or not maximum honor, I mean honor resistance. Now, the reason why you want honor resistance, there's a few reasons why, is because on the off chance that you do take damage, you end up taking less honor the more honor resistance you have. Obviously, more movement speed translates into the ability to complete trials quicker, which is always beneficial, because the more trials you're completing per hour, the better, right? So if you have 50% more movement speed, you are completing trials significantly quicker. Now you'll notice here some of these can be very expensive, but you can buy cheaper variations of these for a lot less. Like if I come here, 5% movement speed, 20% honor resistance is one chaos orb. It's really just that movement speed that's worth so much, but you definitely don't need it. If you don't have that strong of a character, you can always take these relics here that say bosses take percent increased damage. These are also very good. It also helps prevent some of the afflictions that you can get, but it is important to note that with enough evasion and with enough block chance, the only affliction that really does anything poorly to you is Iron Manacles, which removes your evasion. Everything else does not matter. Your boons don't matter. Your afflictions don't matter. There are some ones that are nicer to have. So, for example, Hairfoot up here gives you a percent increased movement speed. That's very nice to have. Ornate Dagger gives you more damage. Those are nice to have, but again, they're not needed at all. I would stay away from Well, actually, before I get into that, I will mention that if you do enough trials and you get bored of running the first 3 floors, you can actually go to the trade website and buy these Test of Times, which automatically puts you on the 4th floor, but there is a risk associated with them. You have to go with whatever water, keys, and honor that the previous person had, right? And so if you're doing an evasion life build similar to I have around 3,000 life and 85% evasion. One thing that's important to note or keep in mind is that some of these keys that you buy from people, you will walk in and instantly die because they took too much damage, because whatever honor loss that they had transfers to you. So as you can see, I only have 3,000 life, which means I'm only going to have 3,000 honor. So if they had an energy shield build and they had 20,000 honor and they lost 5,000 of it, that essentially means that when you go into the key, you're going to die and instantly lose the key. So I try to only buy my keys from people who post multiple of them, because people do make these and farm them and they'll sell you good keys. Some people will just try to pawn off their bad keys that have no honor on them, and so you want to stay away from those people. You want to stay away from people that have energy shield builds, because it's pretty common that if an Infernalist or a Lich or someone else is trying to sell these Tests of Times, that they're just not good. I'm sorry to say, but it is the sad reality of buying these keys. But with that being said, I've bought hundreds of these and I've only had 4 or 5 of them actually be bricked. I have had a bunch of them be really bad, as in they didn't have a lot of honor remaining, but again, with enough evasion and energy shield, you can fix any key. Your main goal when you're selling carries is to get to the boss with as much honor as possible, while still being able to one-shot the boss. So you want to avoid stacking afflictions that give monsters more max life, while also causing you to deal less damage. That would definitely be the #1 piece of advice that I have when it comes to trials. Avoid stacking afflictions that reduce your damage so that you can still one-shot the boss at the end, and try to get to the boss with as much honor as possible. So you'll see here I bought some keys. These aren't amazing, but they do have quantity of relics dropped, which I really enjoy. Now, the reason why I enjoy quantity of relics dropped is because the higher quantity of relics dropped by monsters, the higher chance you have of getting the Incense Relic or Desperate Alliance relics, which are just extra profit on top of all of this. Everything else, like I said, really doesn't matter. The amount of keys, the amount of sacred water the key has, etc. I mean, it's very simple. You're just trying to get to the boss. You're just trying to invite people to your group, kill the boss, which hopefully in this video I will be able to show you guys how to do. Percent increased defenses is very good. Percent movement speed is good. Percent defenses is good because it increases your evasion. Once you get above like 90% evasion, you're chilling in the trials. It's pretty free. But one thing that I would say to try to avoid is not having honor resistance on your key, because like I said, the more honor resistance you have makes it so that if you do take damage, you're not punished as much, right? And then I would definitely stay away from iron manacles where you have no evasion. A lot of people don't realize, but evasion also helps you avoid trap damage in gauntlet rooms. So on an evasion character, I would definitely say that gauntlet rooms are the easiest. Ritual rooms are also the easiest, followed by chalice trials, because again, all the spawns in the trial are predetermined where everything spawns. Really important to note that lightning spear can actually hit stuff off screen. So if you know where stuff is going to spawn, you can just preemptively throw your lightning spear and you are chilling, right? So yeah, without further ado, let's hop into this trial and we'll sort of go from here. So we'll come to the relic altar, we'll pull out this Janbaria that I had in there just to show you my relics, and we'll just throw one of these in. Now, I just bought these a few minutes ago for 28 chaos each, all from the same guy, and again, it was an evasion character I bought from them. So I am taking the risk that when I go into the trials that these don't have a lot of honor on them, but again, hopefully I can fix that. It is difficult to sometimes fix keys without honor resistance, especially if they have any modifier that reduces the amount of honor restored throughout a run. But again, every key is fixable. It really depends on, you know, how many people you're going to be able to carry at the end. Sometimes keys are more difficult and you won't be able to take 5 people because you just don't deal as much damage. The boss gets harder, and you have significant damage reductions from your afflictions, etc. But yeah, without further ado, we'll pop this Test of Time in here and we will instantly be on the last floor. Now, like I said, when you're selling carries, you definitely probably want to be buying these Tests of Times for the simple and pure reason that by doing so, you are allowing yourself to save a bunch of time, right? So I'm able to do 5 or 6 of these keys per hour, which at 5 people per run and 1 divine per person, that's around 25 divines. And then every other drop I get along the way is just pure profit. So you'll notice I'm moving very fast because I have Hairfoot. We'll do a little scouting right off the bat. Like I said, hourglass rooms you kind of want to try to avoid because you have the highest chance to take damage in them because there's just so many monsters. You also want to kind of try to avoid escape rooms, but again, it doesn't really matter if you know where everything's going to spawn. So we'll kind of scout this out. Like I said, we'll look at some of the afflictions that we're headed towards. We definitely want to avoid monsters have increased max life and you and your minions deal 40% less damage. It is very doable to complete a trial with these, but it can make killing the boss at the end more difficult, meaning that you are going to be able to carry less people and make less profit. So we have an escape trial where monsters deal more damage. We probably want to avoid that for the simple reason that if we take that, this is actually a really bad key right off the bat, I'm not going to lie. Just to do a little scouting as well, we have max honor, which is good. We also have 2 gold keys and 8 silver keys, which is good. We don't need to worry about getting more keys because if we do get time loss or spectrum caches, we'll be able to open them. Jewels are really nice, but it's really hard and really rare to find jewels that have any value. So it at this point in the league, it doesn't really matter to me whether I get jewels or not, and whether or not I have that many keys, as long as I have enough to open all the chests that I want. So anyways, like I was saying, we want to avoid this because we can't restore, or we have no honor resistance, so this is just going to punish us. We also want to avoid that. Taking damage, we have earned honor, so we could stack this with Chalice Trial down here, taking increased damage. This is an escape, Ritual, Chalice. Hopefully we'll be fine. We'll head in here. Now, like I said, monsters spawn in the same spot every time. So every time you get this escape trial, there will be monsters at the top of those stairs. There will be like 5 monsters right here. There'll be monsters on top of these stairs. Sorry, I'm lagging a little bit here. There will be monsters in the middle of the room right here. There will be some right over here in this corner. There'll be some right here. You'll notice I'm taking a little bit of weird pathing. We'll hit this crystal here as well. We'll come up. We'll hit this crystal. I'm really lagging right now. But other than that, we'll just keep hitting stuff. And yeah, we'll step to the side when stuff is thrown at us. Even though we do have a lot of evasion and block chance, you still want to try your best to avoid taking damage. So yeah, we complete this room right here. We head up here, we get a gold key, you know, that's pretty nice. It means we can open an extra chest, but it's definitely not needed at all. We'll go to this ritual trial right here, and yeah, we'll kill this ritual. These are probably the easiest rooms. Very hard to take damage in ritual trial rooms. I'm not gonna lie, like it's virtually impossible to take damage in these rooms. Kill those guys, we get another gold key, which is again very nice. And then again, we're going to avoid that minions deal less damage along with ourselves. We're just going to go to spiked exit, which isn't the best, but it's not the worst. Now, in this Chalice Trial room, there will always be monsters up here in this corner, and there'll be a rare up there. There's a potential chance for another rare to be right here, which we did get both rares here. We'll hit this guy. Always really important to avoid getting hit by those skeletal guys falling. I don't think you can dodge that attack, and it does deal a lot of damage, especially with no honor resistance. It'll do like 1,000 damage. So if you get hit by that, it can be pretty deadly. We got another gold key here. Kill these guys. We're just avoiding damage, and as you can see, I'm getting hit by a lot of attacks, but I'm not actually taking damage because thankfully I have evasion, right? Now spiked exit was not that good because we actually are taking quite a bit of damage, so we'll head towards rooms that can restore our honor. But one thing that I want to stop and say is that because we're an evasion life build and we still have energy shield, we haven't lost it, we can pretty much go to around 0 honor without having to worry about not carrying people, because almost everyone that we invite to our group will still be alive when we come in. Let's say again that you have an energy shield build and you have 20,000 energy shield and you lost half of it. It's significantly different honor wise than if you're a life build and you lose half your honor, because honor does not translate percentage wise, it translates number wise. So anyways, yeah, we'll come here, we'll just go to this ritual trial, why not? Should be another free room. These ritual trials, I believe there's around 3 or 4 layouts of every single room on each floor. So sometimes you can get lucky and you can come in here and there'll just be one ritual portal and a rare monster, and you just hit the rare monster and the lightning spear will bounce off and kill everything else and you'll be golden. but right there, we just take that. And then we have up here, thankfully, we can restore honor and gain a boon. And because we are taking damage on room completion, that is a little bit rough. We did get Moment's Peace here, which is really nice because it means that we can just do this next room without worrying about taking damage. But we'll come here to the Chalice. There's always rare monsters in this corner. There's usually always 3 or 4 rare monsters, sometimes 2 in these Chalice trials, and they're always like on top of a platform right here. Like there'll be one right here, one in that corner, and then one more down here off to the right. So we'll kill him. Sometimes these rooms will bug out too. I am lagging really bad right now. Yeah. I don't know why, but sometimes these rooms will bug out and you'll kill one rare and it'll say room completed and like you actually completed the room. So yeah, we can come down here. We can take a look at our last couple rooms. So we have a Gauntlet Ritual into a Chalice and a Chalice. So because I've spiked exit and I'm taking damage on room completion, I probably want to head towards this Chalice trial so I can restore my honor before the boss if I'm considering selling carries this run and carrying people along with me. Because like I said, when you're selling carries, you want to try to be maximum honor when you get to the boss. We have a lot of good boons this run. We'll be able to bring 5 people. We have 50% more damage dealt. Monsters have 30% less max life. We don't have any afflictions that affect our damage dealt, or, you know, such as Enfeeble, or you and your minions deal 40% less damage, or monsters have more max life. So we don't have to worry about boss damage. Right now, we just have to worry about getting the boss with enough health. So a couple options here. Again, we can go to this Ritual. We can go to this Chalice. We can get a silver key. Doesn't really matter. Or we can go up here to this Chalice trial. Doesn't really matter either way. We'll get a shrine here, so maybe we'll just go this way. We'll do the Gauntlet trial. And yeah, like I said, these Gauntlet trials are, I believe there's only 3 of them on this Test of Time. There will always be monsters on top of these stairs right here, as well as right there. And then there will be monsters in the middle of the room down here, as well as off to the left and off to the right. Now, you do want to kill these because they can hit you while you're pulling this lever. We're going to hit this lever right here, and then we're going to dodge roll through these traps. Now, and then there will be monsters right here on the left and the right as well. So you want to kill these guys and then pull this lever. Really important that when you're pulling levers, all the monsters around you are dead or that they can't hit you. And we do have increased trap. That was very, very unfortunate right there. Did not mean to take that damage at all. We just lost half our honor. I had traps are a lot quicker, which is unfortunate. Now, one really good boon that you can get when you're doing these carry runs is restore honor on entering a boss room is actually very, very good. So we do have a Chalice trial here. This is the last trial room that we have. So we'll clear out this room right here, kill these rares. Holy cow, his attack actually just hit me and it did 99% of my health right there, which is just very unfortunate. But it happens, you know, I wasn't expecting to take all that damage on this room. That's really rare, but show you guys how to sort of fix it. We'll hit this guy. I'm just really lagging right now, but we did complete the trial, thankfully. We can restore some honor right here, and then we can head into the boss room and restore even more honor, right? So that'll get us to 1375. We can come in here, we can go into the boss room. This will get us to 1800. And now, essentially, as long as anybody has, 900 health and they try to join our group, they will be fine. And if they have energy shield, it'll be even better. So at this point, I teleport back to the town. I post in TFT. I have sort of a copy paste on a notepad. So we'll copy paste that information into TFT and hopefully we get some messages. And we'll also start posting in trade chat. Now, a lot of people don't know, but you can actually change trade chat channels. So we'll come here, we'll go back to the trials, and then we'll copy our trade chat message. And we'll start posting in trade chat as well. So I'm in the English chat because I'm English, obviously. But there are different language chats as well as different channel numbers. So I start going through each channel, starting from one, and I start posting my copy-paste. Sometimes you get chat restricted. It's fine. It only lasts like 10 seconds, and then you can post again, like right there. And then sometimes every now and then I will go to different language channels like French or Spanish, and I will also post in those channels, and then I'll go back to English and we'll post in there. And You can see immediately we get some messages. So we got one guy says they want to change their ascendancy. Another guy says spot open. Another guy messaged me. So as you can see, we're pretty much able to fill groups instantly. We haven't even got messaged from anybody on TFT yet, which is, another way to make money. This guy might die as soon as they enter the trial because he's low level. So you never know. So we'll invite these guys and then we'll wait for them to teleport to me. We just filled the whole group pretty quickly. We'll let this guy know. Sorry. Group. Oh, well, he's actually in the group. Just teleport to me, and then obviously I communicate with these guys, so we'll tell them just teleport to me, and then, we'll kill the boss, and we'll sort of go from there. We'll edit our TFT message just to say that it's full, and as you can see right here, I'm still getting spammed, which is just very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I'll let this guy know right here. Some people are a bit clueless, I'm not going to lie, like this blood mage, but, you just got to be nice to them. You are selling a service. You got to be patient, give them some time, and it will all be fine. So, yeah, we'll let these guys teleport to me. I don't think this guy's coming. I don't know. So we'll just kick him, and we'll invite Ready Smash, or we'll actually invite this guy because he messaged me first. This guy says give him a second. Friend's giving him the divine, so we'll just wait a second. I try not to hold people up or waste their time, so if this guy doesn't come here in a minute, I'll just kick him and find someone else. Not to be rude to him, but to respect everyone else's time who's here, just to the best of my ability, right? And then right here, we do need to put our boss killing gear on, very important, otherwise we just won't be able to kill this boss, so yeah. Swap over gear sets, put this helmet on. Might not be able to put the helmet on, actually. Why can't I change my gear all of a sudden? How do I not have enough intelligence? What am I missing? Oh, I think I need to have these boots on. And then put the helmet on. And then put these boots on. So this will be our boss killer sort of guide. So we can come in here and we'll enter, and hopefully none of them die from entering the room. Hopefully they all have enough health and enough honor. I did take some damage, so it is what it is. If they end up taking damage, it's unfortunate, and hopefully we don't die in the process. But they'll come in here. We'll let them know, please come inside. We'll stand at the trial map here. We'll wait just 1 second. And we'll let them come inside, and then we'll sort of preemptively type out a message that says, please wait in this room. I will let you know when to enter. If anything goes wrong, I will reset. So do not panic. Because sometimes you can't kill the boss effectively, and you do have to log out and reset the instance. So just something to keep in mind. But otherwise, we'll come in here. Now, my character specifically, we need to build up rage before we hit the boss. We'll start building up our rage here. Boss doesn't really spawn until you get a little bit more than halfway through the room. So I usually just start inching towards it. And right here, we'll walk up here. This will summon the boss. And then we can debuff him, use my Inferno Cry, and hopefully kill him in one hit. And we did kill him in one hit, so that's very nice. We just completed the trials, and hopefully everybody pays, and we're able to make some money. We got a vase relic there, so that's some money as well, and then we'll pick up, any rares that could be of value, and we're still getting messages right now, which is just unfortunate. And that guy may have perished because I may have taken too much damage before he came in. You never really know. So yeah, we'll let these guys come in. He may have died, like I said, you never know. Looks like that guy took some damage, so he died. It is what it is. Like I said, it happens. Sometimes people die. Sometimes you lose money. It's pretty rare, but it does happen every now and then. And then in all of the trials I've ever run, I've really only had 1 or 2 people ever scam me. So yeah, that guy paid. We'll trade him. We'll trade these next guys. We'll talk to Viejo Thors. He'll trade me. We'll trade Ooze. And then we'll trade Morgazi as well, and we'll collect their divines. And as you can see right there, that was around 7 divines for I don't know how much work. It was not very long, but we'll trade these guys. Looks like Uzi paid. Very nice. Like I said, no one really scams. Everybody that plays this game is pretty respectable, and you never really have an issue with any of them. And I always say thank you. I'm always pretty polite. And then we'll come through here to the chest. We did get a time loss chest, which is very nice. Sometimes you can get some pretty good time loss jewels, but it's pretty rare. And then everything else, like Arcanist caches, you can get divines and stuff from. So you never know. Like I just got a divine right there, so that's even more profit. We'll open this next one. Got a Chaos Orb, not too bad because those are even pretty expensive. And then we'll just spend the rest of my money on these gems. I don't really pick up rubies because they're just pretty worthless. Just pick up emeralds and sapphires. Unfortunately, I just picked up a couple rubies, so we'll drop these. I do pick up time loss rubies. I'm not too sure why because they are also pretty worthless. But other than that, we'll just come through here, and like I said, we'll pick up all of these gems that are here. Reforging and identifying gems just takes a lot of time, so I'm not usually too worried about it. Like sometimes I will literally just leave with all my keys, and that sort of is what it is. He says, I don't know, I can't release. He put a big circle and I got out of it, but I don't know. Maybe he was inside. I don't know. I didn't even see him enter. I didn't see him in the room. I wasn't really paying attention in all honesty. But we're going to return to the Arterock Caravan right now. We're going to go back to my hideout. We're going to identify these jewels, get rid of them. We'll put the vase relic in a stash tab to sell. You know, it is what it is. And we'll head into our next run. So that was, 6-7 divines in profit right there, just very, very easily. We'll check the price of the Desperate Alliances right now. I do think that they're relatively expensive and they're not really worth what you get out of them at all. You really have to be a streamer or content creator with a large audience to sell any good gem or jewel that you ever get, because no one else would, really pay that price for that. That guy, yeah, not too sure what he said. Not too sure. I'm a bit confused. Like I said, I'm recording this video. And then we go through the gems. If they're bad, I don't really reforge them anymore. So if they're bad, I just sell them. They've got to be like really good for me to keep them. Like this one is all right. Crit chance, lightning damage. We'll see. Maybe we get something else good on there. But other than that, we'll just sort of keep selling this. Percent evasion could be good, but yeah. This is actually really good. It's a really good gem right there, but pretty rare to find good gems. I'm not gonna lie. That was a pretty good sapphire right there, but we sell it anyways. Upgrades radius to medium. Yeah, couple of bad gems here. Not gonna lie, we'll sell that. Pretty good helmet actually, but unfortunately I don't feel like selling it. Taking the time to sell it. So right there, I mean, we just made 5 div, and then on top of that, we got the Desperate Alliance, which is 44 chaos, so about 2.5 div. We'll just throw it in a stash tab right now. We'll worry about it later. We'll slam these jewels and hopefully we get something good. And then we'll sort of go from there. So we'll slam these, we'll slam this, slam this. Go here to the Regal, slam, 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 slam. I don't really look until it's already too late, Hopefully this actually did roll good. So this is probably like a 2 divine gem, if I had to say so. You could definitely divine it and make it worth a lot more. You could also try to fracture it. This could be a very good gem, but I'm not going to really worry about it. The evasion gem unfortunately sucks. Now these only really sell for like 100 gold, so we'll just vendor it. We did get a 5 chaos emerald here. Too lazy to sell that, so we'll just sort of destroy it. And then the time lost gems unfortunately just also sucks, so we'll just vendor those, and we'll head straight away into the next run. We'll post this for sale for, I don't know, like 2 div. We'll just undercut the guy who already had one posted and see if we can sell it. You never know. Sometimes they sell, and they sell pretty quick. And then we'll put our evasion gear back on and we'll get right back into the trials. Now, as you can see, I did make some mistakes in that last trial, but it all still worked out at the end of the day. We were able to complete the trial. Only one person perished, which is very unfortunate, but like I said, it does happen. And we head right back into the trials and we rinse and repeat, and we start the process over again. Now, fortunately for me, I don't need to go buy more of these keys because I already bought a few of them. So at this point, and I already made all my money back and more just from the one. So even if the other two of these were bricked and they were bad or I died, it wouldn't matter. I've already made money just from one trial alone. And we basically have 2 keys right now that we can just freely profit off of and not have to worry about it all. And yeah, it's like I said, it's awesome. I love the trials. This one has full honor too. 3 gold keys, 5 silver keys, so we don't need to worry about getting keys. We could head towards this gold cache just for an extra chance at a time lost or a spectrum cache. Definitely want to stay away from monsters that have more max life though, as well as minions and yourself deal less damage. So we'll just do the escape trial, followed by the chalice trial, I believe was the next trial. I'm lagging quite a bit here, which is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Wow, I'm really lagging. This might actually end up being a bricked run just because I'm lagging so bad. We'll kill those guys. Remember, always avoid those guys falling on top of you. You can open gold chests and whatever else if you really want to. They do have a pretty high chance of having good loot. I just prefer to go quicker rather than slower. I don't know why I'm lagging this bad, by the way, but we're going to deal with it. I'll show you guys, I guess, what doing trials on a budget looks like. But that's the first room completed, escape trial. The next room should be pretty free. We'll open this royal cache because it's silver cache, so we don't have to worry about spending our gold keys. But if that was a gold royal cache, I would have left it. We'll go to, I guess this is a gauntlet trial. I think I know why this guy decided to vendor his keys, and I think it's because they have the increased traps on them, but that doesn't really matter. It does affect the speed of the boss fight at the end, but it is what it is. Little side note about those fires and just gauntlet trials as well. I think I mentioned this before, but the more evasion you have, it does give you a chance to dodge the trap, and then you can dodge roll through any traps as well. So like right here, you can see I'm just dodge rolling. We hit that little temporal bubble in this room, and then I stand in the corner right here and hold my mouse down because it's going to teleport you back and explode, so you want to be running away from it. So we'll do that, and then we dodge roll and we dodge the damage, and then we come through here. There's going to be a couple monsters here, and there'll be a couple more little spitballs coming out of the wall right here, so we'll dodge roll through these. And yeah, we're completed the trial pretty effortlessly, pretty simple, gold key. And now we have a choice between 2 escapes that head into 2 gauntlets. We do have a merchant down here. I don't really need keys, so we'll just go for the bottom one and head for the merchant, and hopefully we can buy something good from the merchant. Actually, I don't even know why I said that because we have no sacred water. So yeah, not too sure why I said that, but we'll head in here. I'm playing on like 5 FPS right now, so like I said, literally anyone could do this. There is a little bit of skill in the trials, but it's not as much as you'd think there is, and you can always, like with this lightning spear meta and just all the builds, you can literally just throw the lightning spear and just run straight and pretty much never have to worry about getting hit by anything because you'll just kill everything before it's even on your screen. So yeah, especially this league, just trials in general are just awesome with the lightning spear and everything else. It's a lot of fun too. We'll do this gauntlet trial. I probably should have actually avoided these since the traps are moving faster. I think I took the wrong route here, but we'll see in a second. Now this one, there's always monsters in the middle of the room right here. You touch the bubble, you pull the lever, you run over here, you open the chest every single time, and then you see how many of these urns you can click while the gates open, and then there will be monsters coming out of this room, so you'll dodge roll back, hit these guys, try to dodge their attacks, pull this lever, it'll open the other door, and from here you'll throw some spears. You have some balls right here which you do want to avoid, and then some fire right here. Now there are some pillars right there that help you avoid taking damage from the fire. Not sure if you saw that because I sort of lagged through all that, and there will be some monsters right there. Even though we have no honor, we can still take a look. 30% increased effect of non-unique relics stacked with a very high percent quantity of relics dropped is very nice. But we definitely want to avoid Enfeeble because it makes us deal less damage. So basically right here, we're just choosing between Chalice and Escape. I personally prefer Chalice because Chalice rooms are basically escape rooms with no time limit on them, right? So we'll hit this guy. We're going to have to use Rake on him because my Lightning Spear doesn't want to hit him. Hit this guy. Hit these guys. hit that guy. Keep hitting everything. As long as you kill before it has a chance to hit you, you're chilling, right? So we kill those guys, trial complete. We'll head into the last floor here, or not the last floor. We've got a couple more rooms remaining. Ritual or Hourglass. Now, ritual trials are free, and if we go to this ritual trial, we're going to have the chance to greatly restore honor as well, which will be amazing, right? So we get a free room followed by a room that pretty much doesn't matter how much damage we take. And this is the very nice ritual trial to get on this floor. One rare monster, one ritual trial. Very, very simple, very easy, very straightforward. Nothing very good there. Couldn't buy it if I wanted to. We'll proceed on. Gauntlet or Chalice. We'll just go for the Chalice. We'll avoid the Gauntlet anyway since we have percent increased trap. We'll throw some Lightning Spears here. Kill this rare up here. And kill this rare over here. And then there should be one more rare, I believe, over here. Very nice. Lagging very, very bad. This is not ideal, but it is what it is. Head up here, and we are now at the boss, I think, actually. And if we had taken any damage, we could have restored it. We do have Restore Honor on entering the boss room, which, again, is very good. So if we want to, we can actually come here, create a portal to town. This puts us back at full honor, and head right back into the trial. And then again, while we're teleporting, we'll just make our TFT post here. Post on there. A lot of people put in their TFT post, that if you get a Last Flame Drop or a Grand Spectrum Ruby, that the run is free. Yeah, I would do that if I got one, but I don't actually advertise that in my post. Come here, we'll travel back to the trials, and as we're loading up the trials, we'll come here, we'll copy our copy pasta for trade chat, and we'll come here, trade. And we'll just start spamming all the different trade channels. Now, as you can see, I'm lagging pretty bad here, which is just unfortunate, but it is what it is. We continue on, we go forward, just post and trade. And as you can see, just immediately, right, we were already getting messages. Very nice, very quick, very efficient. Sometimes I hop back. Trade channel 1 is obviously, the most popular channel, and so for that reason, I tend to go to Trade Channel 1 pretty frequently, but as you can see, we're already, it's so quick. It's so much money per hour to run trials. They just get boring, and I've never gotten the Incense Relic drop, so that's really one of the big reasons why I stopped running trials and started killing Arbiter and other bosses was I just got tired and kind of bored that I had not gotten the Incense Relic drop after having done 500 trials. We'll come through here. We'll just keep posting through chats. As you can see, we're still getting messages from people, and we filled the group. So we can stop posting. Probably going to keep getting messages, which, it is what it is. We'll let them know in the party chat. Please teleport to me. With a smiley face, I pretty much always type every message with a smiley face. Unironically, these blue breach rings probably are worth a divine because I don't even think you can get a blue breach ring anymore after the changes. But yeah, this guy said 1 sec. We'll give him like I said, about a minute. I have to respect the time of everybody else in this group. And so if they say to wait and they don't show up within a certain amount of time, I'll kick them and find someone else. Not because I don't like them or because, I don't, whatever. I just want to make sure that everyone else is still able to play the game. Like I said, people have lives, people have jobs, and as a result, we just want to pretty much go straight forward into here. So everybody's here, so we'll click enter. Once our health bars show up or whatever else, they're in the party. We'll click enter right here, and we'll come in, and we'll come in here, and then we always type this out. Please wait here. I will let you know when to enter, smiley face. If anything goes wrong, I will reset, so do not panic. Before I post this message, I'm going to make sure, okay, so he did come inside. So then we'll just post this message right here, and we'll come in here, and we will just wait. So we'll kill the boss, we'll collect payment, hopefully we're able to kill the boss. Sometimes you kind of have to forfeit a run if the afflictions are bad and you invited too many people sometime and you can't kill the boss. Sometimes I'll just, log out and sort of leave it as is. Now, unfortunately, I do not actually have my good gear on, so we have to put that on. And then build my rage up, and then we'll just let the boss summon. And this character does more damage if you're at full life. I think that may have been why I didn't deal as much damage one time. But yeah, we kill him there on 1 FPS. We one-shot him. And we got 2 vase relics right there and a tapestry relic, so we're already chilling. And then we'll let them know they can come inside. We'll leave, loot on the ground if they want it. I think it's on free-for-all loot. I don't really know. But then we'll come through here, and while we're waiting for them to trade us and whatnot, we'll go through these chests. So we do have 5 gold keys, some Arcanist caches, some time loss caches. Very, very nice. I am just way lagging right now. Way lagging. Not too sure why. But yeah, I don't know why this guy teleported out either. But we'll collect payment from this guy. Ask. We'll tell him thank you. We'll trade Hydrominic into Hot Cold. He said it's gray and I can't get it. That's probably BS. Like I said, I've never really had anyone scam me ever at the trials, but I guess it happens. In 500 runs, I had maybe 3 people that scammed me, and I've had like 2 people today that have scammed me already. So yeah, well, but either way, like, we're still making money. It is what it is. Not sure what this guy means by it being grayed out. I've never heard anyone say that before, so he's probably making up. Some people have been like disconnected and kicked right as they go to loot, and like they're legit, they're telling the truth. But I'll let him know. I'll just let him know. We'll let him know, and we'll open our chests. I don't have all day to sit around and argue with people or whatever else, but I'm not going to collect payment, obviously. Like, if he didn't, we'll come here. I don't know why this guy just left. I don't even think he claimed his points, so we'll check and see if he claimed them. If not, we obviously won't take payment. I don't like pay attention to everything as it goes. I should have been paying attention to the one guy to see if he used the altar. But yeah, the one guy definitely scammed me, Zeph Angel, because normally when someone has an issue, like, they want you to go again, they'll message you, they'll say, well, do you have room in the next run? And that's how I know they're being honest about having not, I forgot to edit my TFT post, so I'm actually getting messaged from TFT. So it looks like that guy actually accidentally teleported out, which, if that happens, there's nothing they can really do other than just go again. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll go back to my hideout. We'll come here. We still have 1 key left, which hopefully we can get done within the next hour. We'll message this guy since he most likely had an issue. And we'll sell all the bad jewels here. Those would be nice boots if they had more energy shield or something on them. Other than that, we'll look through here. Spell damage, cold damage, critical, spell damage bonus is kind of bad. Sometimes if they have 2 good modifiers on them, you can actually re-roll them Chaos Orb them if you want to. This is actually a good gem right here, not gonna lie. Oh, I thought that said projectile damage. It actually says projectile speed. So it's probably not as good. It's probably like a 5 Chaos gem. But we'll come through here and we'll just, like I said, we'll sell these. Attack damage is a pretty good start, but it would have to slam really, really good to be good. Cast speed can be good. Critical spell damage bonus is good. But the rest of these are all bad. So we'll slam what we got. Hopefully we get something good. And critical damage bonus with spears is actually very good. So is Magnitude of Shock. Magnitude of Ignite is very bad, though. But thankfully, we slammed a pretty bad one on there. And critical hit chance for spells is also pretty good. Attack damage with bows is pretty bad, since our other modifier was speed. Or spears. So yeah, we looked this up. That's a 1 exalted gem. Typical. We have this one here, which unfortunately is just not worth that much. Critical spell damage bonus, critical hit chance for spells. Like, you would think that this would be worth a lot. We can try to list it for like 5 chaos. Not that I really want to sell it, but yeah. We'll come here. This one, unfortunately, is also pretty much worthless. Like, we might be able to get 1 divine out of this, but we'll post it and most likely it won't sell. You get a lot of jewels and gems that price check for like 1 divine or 10 chaos, and they don't sell. And once you look into it, you realize that most of them have just been posted for a very long time. So we'll post that. We'll come here. We'll put these desperate alliances in here. So already we're up 3, 4, 5, 8 divines plus 3 desperate alliances. So we're already chilling. Like, we're already way in the profit. Couple jewels here. We'll just sell these. I'm not going to try to sell these, whatever. It is what it is. And we still have 1 key left from the original. It was 28 chaos each, which is like a divine and a half. So we spent 4.5 divines on this, and we've already made around like 10, right? So pretty good on the profit, pretty much chilling. And it hasn't even been an hour yet. It's been 45 minutes, and I've been recording the whole time. Like, I could have already done an entire additional trial as well as the one that I'm about to do. So hopefully you guys can see just how profitable this is and just how amazing this is as a whole. We'll throw this last key in here. I actually remember the guy I bought these from, and that's really good. Like, it's really good to keep people's names sort of in your head, because a lot of, like, some people will sell bad keys or bricked keys, right? And you don't want to buy from those people. So once you find someone who reliably posts and sells like decent keys, I would definitely stick with them and sort of go from there. So again, this one, 4 silver keys, 5 gold keys, full honor. So we don't need to worry about restoring honor by pathing a certain way. We'll look at our minor afflictions. Now, these afflictions are actually very bad. Percent max life, damage. Yeah, we'll definitely see what we can do. I don't think we have Ornate Dagger. Okay, so we do have Ornate Dagger, and which kind of counteracts the or you and your minions deal 40% less damage, but we're still at a deficit, right? So we could head towards this Gauntlet trial with the pledge to change the trial's parameter and hopefully get rid of a bad sort of boon that we have. We could also go here. Let's look at our water. We actually have a lot of honors, or water, so we could go to the merchant and hopefully get something good. We go to the chalice with the gauntlet. I think we're going to go with this chalice to start. If we take damage, we'll go towards the honor. If we don't take damage, we'll go towards the gauntlet. I don't know if traps have reduced speed. Traps having increased speed, not reduced speed, but traps having increased speed combined with no honor resistance can be really bad. If you have like 75% honor resistance, then traps hitting you doesn't really matter. Like, they don't really do any damage, which is why gauntlet rooms are just so free, because not only do they do no damage, but they're just really easy. So yeah, we'll just proceed through here. We'll worry about killing these guys. We'll kill this guy. There's the trial complete. Still a full honor, so we don't have to worry about pathing towards restoring honor, which, again, if you go in here and let's say you only have 1,000 out of 3,000 honor or whatever else, you definitely want to sort of try to path towards some of these shrines to restore honor. As you can see, I don't really take any damage, but as you saw earlier, if you do go into the boss while having taken damage, sometimes you can lose customers because, they don't have enough life. Now, fortunately for me, traps do not have increased speed, so I can just dodge roll through all these flames and proceed forward. So that is something, like I said, you can dodge roll through all traps, as long as it's not the exploding landmines, which you can't even get on the 3rd floor anymore. Now, I don't even think that trap activated, and unfortunately we've got some bats following us. Okay, it did activate, so I just screwed myself actually. because I'm lagging really bad, but it is what it is, because I also took damage there unintentionally. I'm just lagging. Like, I don't know what it is, but the longer Path of Exile runs on my computer, the laggier it gets. But anyways, as seen in this video, because it was fine at the start. So like I said, we pull this lever in this gauntlet room, and then we just hold our mouse down, and that helps us run over the trap and avoid taking damage. And then we're going to have some guys right there. And again, there's my evasion coming into play. I just ran into all three of those sort of bullets. I also just ran into that ball, both of those balls, and I didn't take any damage. And now we have the Pledge of Kochai. This can be really good because it can help you remove, like right here, this removes Blunt Sword, but gives me a random affliction, right? So I could just take this and we removed that, and let's see what we got instead. Hopefully we didn't get no evasion. Afflictions are unknown. That's perfectly fine. At this point in the trial, it's pretty hard to get an affliction that's going to screw over your run entirely. Looks like no matter where we go, we can go down here to the escape trial to sort of restore some honor. Probably not the best idea, actually, to go towards this escape trial while I have no honor resistance and I'm lagging as bad as I am, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll just kill all this stuff, and then, like I said, your lightning spear is really good in these rooms because it can pretty much just hit stuff off screen. So, like, right there, we're just hitting everything off screen, and we're chilling, we're having a great time. And we come through here, and we just, you know, sort of kill all these guys, and we're chilling. Click this, there's the trial complete. We can restore the honor that we lost earlier. Wow, I'm lagging so bad, but it is what it is. We'll continue on. We have a ritual trial into either honor restoration or sacred water fountain. Now, we don't need sacred water at all, so we'll probably go towards the honor restoration, unless it's like an escape trial or something. I really am not a big fan of hourglass or escape trials because you just have the highest chance to take damage in those rooms because there's a lot going on. For escape rooms, you're on a timer, and so you're trying to go fast, but there's a lot of monsters too. And then hourglass rooms, obviously, is just a bunch of monsters, right? We do have this Pledge of Kochai here, so we'll kind of look through here. We'll take Enchanted Urn. 30% increased effect of unique relics is actually really, really good because we're stacking quantity of relics drops. So we could actually potentially get 4 relics now, which would just be awesome, right? So we'll come down here to here. Looks like this was an escape trial. If we do end up taking damage in this room, I think we can restore it. We'll dodge roll forward there to avoid any potential attacks. Now we're doing more damage right now, and monsters do have increased life, but we lost the boon that reduces our damage, so I don't really have to worry about not one-shotting anything, which is one of the biggest concerns when you're in these rooms, right? So we'll kill these guys, kill this guy, hit this. Now, if you ever lose track of yourself in these rooms, or you have the affliction that makes it so that you can't see further ahead on the mini-map, and you have no light radius, all you have to do to fix that is just look at where the light's coming out of these vase relics here, and you'll be chilling. I think there's 2 more left. There's definitely one over in this corner. I wasn't really paying attention. Like all the way in this corner, there's one. And I think that might be the last one, yeah. One of these rooms, the last crystal is like over a pathway over here, like towards the front of the room, and it can be easy to miss. I almost actually died once from that. We didn't take any honors, so we don't have to restore any. And we are almost at the end. We only have one choice here. We do have an hourglass room, which sucks, but it is what it is. Again, in these hourglass rooms, you want to prioritize killing these vase things because their attack is very deadly, and you want to avoid getting hit by any skeletons falling on the ground. Like right there, those guys hit very hard. But everything else in these rooms is pretty easy. Just kill everything here, straightforward. Kill the rare. Keep running around the room and throwing our lightning spear, and this way we reduce the amount of stuff coming at us, and we can give time for rares to spawn. Now, those are the guys that you really want to kill right away. If that attack comes out of the sky and ends up hitting you, it can be very deadly, but if you kill them, it'll cancel the attack. You don't have to worry about it. So we only have 10 seconds left. We just killed the last rare, and we are officially right before the boss. Now, we can click this fountain if we want to. We can exchange our water at the end of the run for keys. But right now we have 3 choices. We can get an affliction, boon, restore honor, All of these give you an affliction, so it's just a matter of which one I want to choose. And we got Spiked Exit, which doesn't really matter because we're on the last room. So yeah, very nice. Kill this guy. Come into here, kill the rare that's in this corner, and there'll be one more rare over here. And there we go, we killed him. I'm just really lagging right here. And this is what I was saying, like, there's still a rare alive, but I completed the trial, right? So I'm not sure why that is or what causes that, but it is a thing. But anyways, we're full honor, we get a boon. Hopefully it's a good boon. Sacred Water Fountain is doubled. It's pointless because we're at the boss. And then we can just, since we're at full honor, we don't need to worry about restoring any by entering the boss room. So we can just come out here and chill here and start posting on TFT. So I'll come up with my copy pasta right here. We'll post it into TFT. And then we'll come into my copy pasta and we will start posting in trade chat, and we'll get this last trial done hopefully, and we'll look at the overall profit for the hour. We'll just count all 3 of these runs as 1 hour and the total currency we made along the way, and we'll go from there. So as you can see, like, immediately we're just still getting messages. I also stopped doing trials for a while because I wasn't really getting any customers for a while. It was just kind of difficult to get customers, but we'll post back in trade chat 1. I try to keep posting in whatever trade channels are active. Most likely, most of these people came from trade channel 1 or something along those lines. So we'll invite all of them. We'll have them join, and once we get a 5th person, we'll be chilling. We can come here, we can post a couple more times, hopefully find a 5th person without getting spammed by too many extra people. And yeah, we'll sort of go from here. It looks like we got someone from TFT. Now, I use a custom message for TFT so that I know when someone comes from TFT. So Markenha came from TFT. We'll let this guy know to teleport to me, please. And once he gets to me, sometimes, like, this guy doesn't have an Ascendancy picked. He's probably level 15. He may not have unlocked the trials yet, so you just need to let them know that all they have to do is go kill Balbala, if that's not the case. We actually didn't even have our evasion gear on that whole run, and we did just fine, or our black gear, so yeah, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, anyways, we'll come here, we'll start up the run, we'll enter, and then we'll just type out our message as always. We'll let them know to wait in the next room, and we'll kill the boss. Hopefully we get, a vase relic or something along those lines. That would be sweet. Incense relic would be even more sweet. All right, guys, wait here, please. Smiley face. Never forget the smiley face. I'll let you know when to enter. If anything goes wrong, I will reset, so do not panic. Because like I said, stuff can go wrong, and you sometimes have to reset the boss. So it's very rare, but it does happen. You have to be ready for it. If it does, if you lose all your honor, you die regardless and the key's lost. But if it's like a special attack or something you can't avoid, or you just failed to one-shot him, you can just always be safe and reset. But we'll come in here. He's going to do his little time dilation here. We'll debuff him. Infernal Cry, drink my health pot, and rake. And thankfully we killed him there before that lightning attack. That lightning attack can be very deadly. But we'll pick up these relics, and we'll tell everyone to come inside. We have 5 silver keys and 5 gold keys. I have not seen a Spectrum cache in almost like 100 trials. I'm not even joking. I got 4 back to back to back to back at the start of my trial career. I got all rubies. They were like 10 divines a piece at the time. I made 40 divines. Looks like they're already trading me, which is very nice. So Zap and Smash is paid. I always message them so I don't forget, and then I try to keep track of it and try not to like loot all this stuff while I'm going through it. We'll come through here. We'll open the Arcanist caches just for a chance at getting a divine. So Zap and Smash paid me. We'll trade El Manito. We'll let him trade me. So there's another divine. And then we'll come here and we'll trade Tevian. And Tevian gave me a divine. And we'll trade Non-Tact. And Non-Tact hopefully gives me a divine. And he gave me a divine. And then we'll trade Markunha as the last person. So right there, boom, 5 div, as simple as day. And we'll let these guys know. Thank you very much, guys, in the party chat, since I did not message them individually, but they already left, so they don't see it. And then we can come through here and just maybe collect some of these gems and open some of these Arcanist caches. You never know what you're going to get. Royal cache, like I said, you just never know. You could always get something crazy. It's very rare, but you might, and there's really no other loot to pick up, so you may as well just, so, you know, for your own sanity, so you don't lose your mind. We'll open this mysterious cache, because why not? And then we'll open that Royal, this Arcanist, nothing good, unfortunately. Slash Royal. Did I just get that from a Royal cache? I had no idea that was possible. Surely that has to be like as rare as a mirror. Surely, because I have opened, unless they changed something, they may have changed something, because I have opened way too many of those to have never gotten a unique from a Royal cache before. I've opened thousands of Royal caches. Like, that had to have been like the equivalent of a mirror drop, if there's some sort of conversion between the two. I have never seen that in my life, ever. Unless, like I said, they changed something recently. So anyways, it's been about an hour since I started this video. And we'll take a look real quick at my loot here. And we'll go over the overall profit. So we got 3 Desperate Alliances, which realistically, normally I'd probably only get 1, maybe 2. So I don't know if you want to factor that into the video, but we made 13 Divines. So we spent 84 Divines on 3 keys, right? Or 84 Chaos, which is around 4.5, 5 Divines. It's around 4.5 Divines, right? So we spent around 4.5. We've got 23. So we made at least 7.5 Divines plus 3 Desperate Alliances, which are about 2.5 Divines each. This is 7.5, so that's about 15 Divines right there. And then on top of that, we got all these jewels, gems, everything else that we got along the way. And like I said, those all do add up. You will occasionally get good ones, especially these relics. You never know. We'll identify all these here and do one more round. But let's say I was using a dump tab and I wasn't recording this video and I was just going at it. Hopefully you can see just how profitable this could be, because I could have easily, very, very easily, you know, and most of these jewels here are bad, which is just, it is what it is. It's how it always is. But I could have easily done twice as many runs as I just did, putting this at around 30 Divines an hour profit. And obviously, if you were to get like the Incense Relic or anything along those lines, your profit per hour would just skyrocket. It would be insane. It would be crazy, and it would be freaking phenomenal. Now, unfortunately for me, we're very long into the league, and I still have no relic. You know, that was my one goal of the league, was to do a Temporalis build. It was really my only goal of the league, but as you can see, it just hasn't worked out. I do want to look at these movement speed runes before I finish the video, because that was one of my goals earlier, was to buy another one. These were like 50 Divines. They've went down a lot. I'm assuming they're going to be like 1 Divine eventually, but I'll just overpay for it, because why not? But we can still throw these in my boots, and this will give us little bits more movement speed, which would be pretty cool. 10% movement speed on the boots. We are now at 45% movement speed with 120% resistances on our boots, which is just pretty insane. So, yeah, anyways, like I said, guys, thanks for tuning in so much. If you learned anything from this video, definitely let me know. If you want more Trials of Sekhemas videos, definitely let me know. But yeah, apologize for the lag, apologize for any video or audio quality issues. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it.